Welcome to Video Game Flash Fiction. This is a 90-minute writing game where I take one of these homebrewed Atari 2600 cartridges, I slot it into the console, I play the game. At the end of the 90 minutes, I hope to have written a story and be reading it aloud. To be able to begin this game, we got to randomly select one of the 3 remaining homebrew cartridges that would become part of this homebrew cartridge novella, where this clock is standing and starting to tick right now. Those games have been written, and they will help maybe inspire parts of this story today, depending on what this dice rolls. From bottom to top, I got a 6-sided dice, so we'll give each 2 numbers. 1, so we got the bottom one here. All right, so for today's video game flash fiction story, Homebrew Edition, a game by Atari Age, pretty well known in the homebrew community. And I would call this homebrew for sure. It's not put out by Atari, Activision, a major one. Fall Down. Yeah, we'll see. Atari Age. Who's the Aaron Curtis? At least Atari Age is, I think, still considered homebrew. I think they got bought by Atari, but that's okay. Their games live on. Let's see. Sorry for a little bit of the glare. I'm still kind of trying to work on where this camera can go, the best place for it, and the best camera. All right, what do we got here? We have a game called Fall Down. I'm red. Oh, shoot. I wonder if I'm supposed to get those dots. Oh, I see. That's interesting. If you fall down beforehand, you get like the level of the color. I'm not sure what the goal is. This is not unfun. Ha ha, ha ha. I mean, do I want to get the little dots? This is fun, but I don't know. I guess it's a competition. I see a score up above. Oh, I'm like helping that dude out, or dudette, or I'm not trying to genderize the. I'm excited. Okay, I'm falling down. I don't know what story could come of this, other than you're competing against another person to turn their levels red. That's fun. Like that's kind of cool. I'm dominating right now. Uh-oh, I'm gonna lose it. I should have went the other way. Uh-oh. All right. This is not unfun. Though it's getting faster, I see. Huh. Okay. I'm the high, maybe? I'm pressing these buttons too. I don't know exactly. Okay, I don't know. That was silent. I guess if I'm not talking, I'm enjoying the game. So how's this going to be a story though? Like, seriously. I'm falling down, and I'm chasing this other person that's following me and falling down. And I pick up these little red pellets. There's 2 of us too, so I got to play. There's like 2 characters. I feel like this would be like a sport the rich people play and watch. And they have 2 poor people like having to do this. And I don't quite understand how I'm going to get crushed, like the mechanism for this game. But obviously there is one, because it's a game. and there's always mechanisms in games. And I'm just sort of talking out my mind because I don't know where to go with this story. I think it's a competition. Let's go with those sports stories. This is like the poor people. Maybe this happens right after like the power, the rescue me, right before the revolution, like in the gladiator games. In this case, the gladiators are in fall down something, maybe? Yeah. I'm dead. Oh, there am I. I'm dead again. Like blow up too, my hell. Poor people. Let's go ahead and start this story. There I am again. I've appeared. I am the red person. Maybe I just got the story. I think I'm going to be like two poor Republicans and two poor Democrats. They have to like compete against each other to hopefully the rich people will invest in their ideologies. Whoever wins this gets some rich people. They're a sponsor. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's do that. Fall down. Is it one word or yeah, it's one word. So I'm gonna just do that, I think. Hold on, what does the cartridge look like? If I were to type I'm digging the sounds. I don't think I have my remote like I should have it close, but it's pretty some banging noise here, you know. All right. Fall down. Okay. Well, Homebrew _ I like this game. It's a fun one. Like I would play this game. It's like any game. If it's a 2-player game, I prefer the human. It'd be a great competition. I think a good party game, especially back in the day when Atari 2600 was the system. So let's do this. Let's do it like it's a sporting event. Where's the sporting event happening? I think it's going to be happening on Mars. And that's where the oligarch, the corporatocracy, as their headquarters, is on Mars. And they have these blood games against two poor people. And one has to be a Republican and one has to be a Democrat. And they put the poor people and pit them against each other. So they can entertain themselves and just have the rawness of it. Instead of waiting for like politics to put them against each other, they're just going to do it in a game. It's more simple. And of course, it's corporatocracy. So both the Democrats and Republicans and poor people are going to be like really excited to appease the corporatocracy. Let's go with that. Looks like the Blues going to win. Better hurry up, Blue. All right, so let's see. I'm going to write this in the narrative form of this is a sports game. What if I do stuff like this? Like, and this is a different option. I don't know what this option is. Where am I? You're like, whoa. That's weird. And then they like disappear. This is like cool. I'm not going to play this because I got a story to write. I have an hour and 21 minutes and I have the story, but I just got to find the narrative. The narrator. Let's do that. I'm getting distracted by the game. I'm watching it. It's rather fun. I like how it's playing by its own self there. Blue is dominating. Um, do I want to start off with like a welcome? It's time. It's time for our political parties to compete in the only way they know how, by entertaining the rich people. It's fall down time. Truly making politics a race. I think is it truly? It's fall down. A true game, truly making a true political race. Between I like the sound, it's so soothing. It's like the jump sound on other games. Like this accomplishment. If you can fall down 2 holes in a row, it feels pretty good. I've been there. This blue person's winning, picking up some dots. Maybe those are like the political donations that either the Democrat or Republican have to pick up. I like that. I'm gonna go with it. I'm just gonna sort of watch this happen. Let's go. Let's write some words. Okay, so fall down to political race between 2. Bullfying. A red Republican. Vying for a blue Democrat and a red Republican vying for donation dollars, corporate money. And voter inspiration during a deadly game. In the largest stadium of Mars. So I would imagine, because you don't want to spare any suspense when you're, man, blue won. Easy. What's the like side to side versus the down? What's this one? Oh, you like turn the screen a certain color if you get. I don't get this. I disappeared. Then I appeared. It's like, I don't know, a distraction right now from this story. Is that how you spell Republican? I need a B in there. vying for corporate money and voter inspiration during a deadly game in the largest stadium, Mars. From the Great Dome of AXA and representing Republicans. We got to think of some like generic, boring name like Bob. No, we'll do it. Bob. Sorry, like I'm more of a Robert fan than I am a Bob fan. Now Bobby, I like my Bobby as a name. Got a little flair to it. Of course, I feel like that's the name you give Bob when they're younger, and then when they grow up, Bobby becomes Bob. Or Robert if they want to be sophisticated. I don't think I've done a Harold. Harold White. Harold White. He's seeking re-election. Corporate sponsorship. All right, so we have one. I'm just going to write this out, and we'll see where it goes, and then I can get in the game mechanics a little bit, but at least I have some sort of story. I have an hour and 13 minutes left. This flows. This flows someplace, I think. I just, the scrolling wall, like, I'll figure it out. It's just a massive stadium. Imagine a bunch of rich people watching these two poor people trying to get their money. I think the Democrats going to win at the end, but they're going to call him a loser because they can't completely buy him out yet. There we go. I hope that sound didn't come through. I'm kind of disgusting. If it did, I apologize. So from the Great Dome of AXA and representing the Republican Harold White, he's seeking re-election and corporate sponsorships by the governorship of Texas. From the fancy dome of I mean, we're on Mars, right? Did I already state that? From the great Mars dome of, from the fancy dome of, I got like, I can't remember the name of the other ones. They're like British. I don't know what I called it. I'm just going to say Dome of Petrol Engineering. From the fancy Dome of Petrol Engineering and representing the Democratic Party. Because they've for some reason, somehow, American global politics ended up being able to be influenced on Mars. And somehow corporatocracy liked the American politics better because they're easier to manipulate it and still have it reasonably successful for the corporation. All right, so the fancy dome of the Petrol Engineering and representing the Democrats. I need some Vivian. And then something that is totally not your a little bit more fun. Let's say Vivian Thornton. She's seeking re-election. She's seeking election. She's seeking to be elected. And corporate sponsorship to rent the governor, let's see, the Senate. We'll say this, don't necessarily have to be competing for the same thing. You're just competing for their money. Now that we know the players, what about the game? Fall down begins at the top. And we'll have it like a silo, maybe? Like I would imagine this thing just like rotates. It goes faster and faster. And until you get squished. I have a feeling that the Democrat will win, but they still won't sponsor them because they're a woman. Yeah. I don't feel like the sexism, well, I mean, it's true though. The sexism is never really going to go away. This world will be more racist, will be more sexist longer than they will be racist. And probably be racist forever. I just don't see that ever going away, unfortunately. Neither sexism. I don't think we as a collective human society is intelligent enough to get there. Fall down begins at the top of the game dome. The game silo. So this is like if I could call it like a massive silo. Yeah, it's got to be a massive silo. Fall down begins at the top of this game silo. Sponsored by Amazon x Apple. The silos. Moving walls, that's where I'm trying to like I'm trying to understand this mechanic and write it in there. Like I know there are walls that exist, like, think of an escalator. That's not a wall, but that's stairs. It's still this idea of this revolving thing that can flatten but then become stairs. I think I've also seen revolving or rotating like a belt wall for climbing. So your feet off the ground, but feel like you're moving in a direction. I don't know if that works. May not. Fall down begins at the top of the game silo, sponsored by Amazon X. The silos, moving walls, And that would explain why, like, you can run through the screen and to the other side. So it's a circle. Because we're limited by graphics, of course, and representation, I would say that that's why it seems flat. The silos, moving walls. Man, this is a hard one. I mean, as soon as I get the game mechanic right, that's the hard part today. Is this game mechanic? Where am I at with it? Like, how am I going to describe these floors sort of just appearing? Maybe I don't. Yeah, I'm just kind of watching this. I'm getting really distracted right now. I'll admit it. Like, this game's got me. I'm just looking. I'm thinking how this wall works. Getting a little sidetracked with other thought too. Much video games kind of do that for you, right? Numb your mind. Let you go into your own comfort zone. Let you build a world up in your mind. The moving walls scroll up. Scroll up. Rising. There. Like, I mean, it's pretty. I mean, it certainly gives us. I don't know what it gives. Fall down 2600. Fall down begins at the top of the silo, sponsored by Amazon Apple X. The silo's moving walls scroll up, raising their platforms, raising their. Like, I can't scroll up. Rising platforms to run. Like, scramble across, that's where I'm losing it. I'm getting distracted a lot with how this mechanic could work. Fall down begins at the top of the game silos, sponsored by Amazon X Apple. The silos moving walls scroll up, raising platforms. Like, sure. I don't know. Hold on. Let's get rid of that there. The silos moving walls scroll up, raising platforms. Until they reach the top. Raising platforms with holes to drop to the next level. Until the floor raises to the top. Raising platforms with holes. Raising the platforms with holes. So a player They drop to the next level. As the platforms rise, on select levels, bags of cash. Bags of cash are set for the, I guess, game players, of the players to collect, for the donation players to collect. Can't find a hole by the time the wall reaches the top. The player is squished. The money found along the way. And the loser dies. Let's start this game. Let's fall down. Maybe. I mean, it's something. It's a story set like a sport on Mars. Of course, the gravity ain't gonna be that much, so they can easily fall down and live these like distances, and that's the whole point. It's reasonably entertaining. We have right now the Democrat doing a pretty good job of falling down. They do have some money. They're not competing right now against the Republican. Let's go do this. I think I'm the Republican in this case. Oh, come on. Like, I feel like always... Why would you get that one? Oh, come on now. Alright, I should write more. It's one of the more fun games. I like this homebrew game. I like most of the homebrew games. It's got a little bit of different imagination to them, and I'm not boring. Well, wasn't originally paying it to a corporate entity. So let's fall down. The corporate crowd cheers. Hear that cheer from the corporate. From the corporate. Watching from the seats from the center of the silo. The walls move. At the top, we'll just start calling out like at the top. The red Republican. Makes a mad dash for the hole. Beating the blue Democrat. Red wins that level as they both fall to the next. It's a mad dash. The blue grabs before falling down. The corporate executives cheer and laugh. When blue trips. And down the two fall. Running and pushing each other away from a money bag or a hole. And down the two fall, running and push each other away from a money bag or a hole. Laughter and snickering from the executives. Shatter the stadium. Filling it with joy. Another grab. Look at blue. Look at red. Run with that money. Have the moving wall rising up. Increase speed. Yes. I think this is what I want. Speed. Now they're running. The holes. As the shelf floor, I don't know, like shelf floor nears the top. Red ducks and crawls to a hole. Falls. And chases after blue. Falling down. Dropping bag of money. I don't know. Is this exciting of a story? Maybe. I've written better and more exciting. This sort of tells what's going on. And the escalating walls and its shelf floors rise faster and faster, faster. Both run for the same hole. Like, what's going to happen here? And how is this going to tie in with the overall story? I mean, it does because it's in Mars. But then be a complete story unto itself. It's like a game, right? That's our game so far. They smash faces. Laughter erupts. And blue stands. And red stands. They both near the ceiling. We're going to be crushed. Gotta have an exclamation. Crushed. This is the announcer of this game. Talking. They need to move or they're going to die. Blue is dominating. It's just soothing. I could just have this as my background all day long with these sounds going. It would lull me into some sort of sense of calm. Just want to watch this. Watch this play out. Way to go, Blue, or I died. Like I gave up. What are they doing? They're talking. They're talking. And they're nearing the top. They're going to be smashed. And all that political money, too. They're going to be smashed. The crowd's cheering, smash poor people, smash poor people. This is exciting. They're done talking. What's... I wasn't expecting them talking. I think they're going to work together. How is this going to end? Like, The metaphor of this is fitting, I suppose. You got to fall down, poor person. Because if you rise to the top, you're going to get crushed. I think that's going to be a good slogan for the game. As they say, and fall down. You got to rise to the top. If you rise to the top, you're going to be crushed. So it's time to fall down. Okay. There's a story. There's something. I don't know what it is. It's a bunch of words that are in an order that will give some sort of context. Fortunately, my human mind can load it in all at once. The context here. They're done talking. What are they doing? They're rising to the top. They're near. How does this end? I don't know. Maybe this is when power off happens. No, this is when rescue happens. I don't know. I don't know how this is. I mean, I have enough words, obviously, and I've at least got 42 minutes to figure this out. I don't want to take 42 minutes. I'm going to play the game. Maybe that'll help me decide what's going on here. So they have a talk. So they're competing against each other. The two poor people. And they think, oh my God, I have these politics and the corporations really care about them. Look at me, care for me. And they believe that deep inside. They believe they're the special one. And they're really not. They don't have money, so they're not special. And because they don't have money, they got to fight for it and fall down. Now, how do they both know not to fall down? What are they going to talk about all of a sudden? What are they going to agree upon? That this is stupid. That's what they would agree upon. And why would there be that sudden realization at this moment? Why are they now curious about how the corporations are pitting the poor people against each other? What's going to be that trigger? And I guess it's the futility. It's futile. Well, come on now. Oh, that was not a cool move. Oh, I'm dead. I mean, he's just racking up the levels. I get like a free one just cause, but I don't got the amount. Man, I'm dominating now. Oh, yeah. There goes red. Look at that. Oh, I just lost the momentum. I could play this game all day. That's fun. I don't know how this is going to end. I have no idea how the story will end. It just doesn't make much sense to me to end it anyway. Man. Dead. Hey, I got 71. I won. Woo! That's, fall down 2600. I love it. They're done talking. What are they doing? They're rising to the top. They're near the top. Yeah, I don't know. Story-wise, I'm a bit lost. Like, I think they both get squished. It's just like that's game over. They're near the top, and it's not there. They are. I guess they both realize they're going to die anyway. No one really lives. Unless you're an executive. They're going to be smashed. The crowd's cheering. Smash poor people. Smash poor people. They're done talking. What are they doing? They're rising to the top. They're near the top. They're going to die. What is one shouts? One shouts. Oh, what did I have them shouting? There's the Bloom protest. Gosh, I don't even know. For Mars, for Venus. They leap from the shelf floor and fly and fall and arc toward the column of seats. Wait, one shouts. Wait, one shouts for Venus. They leap from the shelf floor and fall and arc toward the column of seats of executives. Narrowly, they reach for a railing. Miss and fall down. Why would they have a sudden change? That just makes no sense right now. What's the trigger? Maybe they realize they're going to die anyway. I don't know. Like, I have a sort of a story. It's not a good one. And we'll say the red one leaps, shouts for Venus. They leap. He leaps from the... And blue shouts, power off. They leap from the shelf floor and fall toward the arcing. They miss. They reach for the railing and miss and fall down. I mean, that would be, I don't know. I don't want to make it like some lame French revolutionary coming in. I don't know. It just feels like a cop out. What do they say? As the crowd cheers, both players what do they say to each other? What did they say to each other? Why would they do this? Why would they jump off? I don't know. This story is terrible. What would they say to each other? Like, they're chasing each other for political money, political gain. Why would they suddenly want to fight against that? No amount of protest is ever going to stop it. On this small scale. Mass protest, yes. Coordinating that mass protest, I could help. But in the reality of this fiction, why do they do it? And maybe that's, I don't know. Like I really don't. I don't have a clue. Maybe it doesn't end this way. How does it end? Both red and blue are now running fast. As the walls rise, I'm just going to rewrite the ending. I don't think this is going to be it. I think they're just going to die. I'm not sure where this will fit into anything, to be honest. But that's how it's going to end. They're just both going to die. As is how the game ends. Let's get rid of those words. Both. They're not going to be talking. They're both near the ceiling. They're going to be crushed. Red pushes blue. Grabs their money and falls down. Stumbling behind. Blue falls. Just in time. before the shelf floor smashes, threads between. The crowd's cheering, "Smash poor people, smash poor people." Let's get rid of this. They're not talking. They're competing. They wouldn't talk. There's no way. We can have two political parties talk civilly anymore. It's not possible. Too many corporate, too much hyper bullshit. The crowd's cheering, "Smash poor people, smash poor people." The blue and red run, breathing deep and grabbing and cradling buckets of money, bags of money. They fall one after another. Because eventually they all die, right? I mean, that's the game. I like how it has the high score. I can appreciate that. So the blue and the red players run, breathing deep and cradling bags of money. They fall one after another to another floor. As the escalating shelf walls as escalating shelf walls near the top. Faster and faster it goes. Red drops a bag of money. And blue stops to pick it up. Red smashed. The wall and floor meet. Blue is smashed. And the bags of money burst. The crowd cheers as red runs, heaving and stumbling to the next hole. Until the wall rises. Red trips. Over a bag of money. The wall and floor meet with him in between. The crowd cheers for the death. Fall down, fall down, fall down. And we all win during a game of fall down. Because we are the corporate. Yeah, I don't know where this went today. It went to dystopia in a hard way. I'm trying to write toward utopia, but this game is not that. I don't know where this would fit in any story that I have written right now. We'll see. For now, however, I'm going to try to read this story, be done for the day, be done for this streaming game, while I enjoy the sights and sounds of this blue character falling down. Okay, there's a story here. I'm a little bit dazed, I'll be honest. I don't know where my mind's at. Not in a happy place, evidently. If it was in a happy place, I probably wouldn't be writing the story. In such a way. I'm going to have this going while I read the story. There we go. Okay, let's get me psyched. Let's get me in reading mode. Let's get me in focused mode. Okay, for today's video game flash fiction story, inspired by the game called Fall Down, the Atari 2600 version of it, Homebrew. Maybe it'll be part of a novella. Maybe it's a story. I'm going to read it aloud. We'll decide what it is after. This is Fall Down. Fall Down. It's Fall Down, a true political race between a blue Democrat and a red Republican, both vying for corporate money and voter inspiration during a deadly game in the largest stadium of Mars. As they fall down, if you raise to the top a poor person, you're going to be crushed, so it's time to fall down. From the great Mars dome of AXA and representing the Republicans, Harold White, he's seeking re-election and corporate sponsorship to buy the governorship of Texas. And from the fancy dome of Petrol Engineering and representing the Democrats, Vivian Thornton, she's seeking to be reelected and corporate sponsorship to buy a seat in the United States Senate on Earth. Now we know the players. What about the game? Fall Down begins at the top of the game silo sponsored by Amazon x Apple. The silo's moving walls scroll up, raising platforms with holes so the players may drop to the next level. On each level, bags of cash are set for the players to collect to fund their campaigns and push their corporate initiative. If a player can't find a hole by the time the walls reach the top, the player is squished. The winner keeps their money along the way, and the loser dies. Let's fall down. Hear that cheer from the corporate executives watching from the seats in the center of the silo, like a pillar of greatness rising up. The walls are moving. At the top, the red Republican makes a mad dash for the hall, beating the blue Democrat. Red wins that level as both fall down to the next. It's a mad dash for a bag of money that blue grabs before falling in a hole to the next level. The corporate executives laugh with blue as blue trips. And down the two fall, running and pushing each other away from money bags or another hole. Laughter and snickers from the executives chatter through the stadium, filling us with joy. Look at red run with money. Will blue catch up? We have the moving wall rising, increasing speed. Now they're running for the holes in the shelves. As the shelf floor nears, red ducks and crawls into a hole, falls and chases after blue, falling down, dropping a bag of money. And the escalating walls and its shelf floors rise faster. Both run for the same hole. Both smash faces. Laughter erupts, and some clap. And blue stands and red stands, both near the ceiling. They're going to be crushed. Red pushes blue, grabs their money, and falls down. Stumbling behind blue, falls just in time for the shelf floor threads between the grates of the ceiling. The crowd cheers, "Smash poor people, smash poor people." The red and blue players run, breathing deep and cradling bags of money. They fall one after another to another floor as the escalating shelf walls near the top. Faster and faster it goes. Red drops a bag of money and blue stops to pick it up. The floor and wall meet. Blue and the bag of money smash. Bags of money burst. The crowd cheers as Red's heaving and stumbles to the next hole. Red trips over a bag of money and the wall and floor meet with him in between. The crowd cheers, fall down, fall down, fall down. And we all win during the game fall down because we are the corporate government. Well, that was video game flash fiction for today. Inspired by the game Fall Down. Someday, it won't be exactly like this book, but there'll be a book published for video game flash fiction. It'll be a novella instead of a collection of stories. Until the next game and until the next read, try not to give in. Try to continue the fight. Maybe someday poor people will be able to actually have rights. And until that time, and while you still have the right to express yourself, I highly suggest spend some part of this day and the next days doing so, regardless of what that expression is. Just try to make it about togetherness and love and while fighting against the corporate enemy.